Blunder number 5, mishandling the opportunities that come your way. I had an example of this a number of years ago. I've been working in the Navy Annex when it still existed in the Pentagon. And that project was actually had ended, and I was in between assignments, and they had an assignment for me that would have been a longer commute. And I asked them, if there's some possibility of getting a different assignment. So I passed up that opportunity. No way of knowing now how good a decision that was. And it's possible if I'd taken that opportunity, I would have learned some new skills, met some new people. That would have helped my career. But I can't measure that because I didn't have any career priorities back then. One result of that is that I tried to phrase it as a question. Is it even possible? The next thing I knew, they had signed someone else, and I started realizing that I'd gotten a reputation around the rest of the company that I was unwilling. I was a little difficult to work with because I was pushing back, which wasn't my intention, but that was the perception that came from that. So when you're mishandling an opportunity, you're giving up, again, going back to priorities, you're giving up on an important priority to accept an opportunity of limited value. Or you're overemphasizing an unimportant priority to pass up an opportunity of great value, such as something comes your way that might be an ideal job, helping you move into area that you really want, but it adds another half-hour commute, and you might pass that up, and that the value of the work might have far exceeded the greater time commitments just getting to and from work. And again, not knowing your own priorities is probably a sign you're mishandling opportunities. So the remedies, of course, are you need a career direction and priorities. And then you need to evaluate the opportunities according to your priorities. Once you've got some priorities, look at, okay, how does this opportunity match up with it? I think this is important. Well, this opportunity doesn't include that. I think this is important. Well, the opportunity does have that. How many boxes does it check? You need to evaluate trade-offs. You might have to give in one area to gain in another. People buying homes face this all the time. You might have wanted, buy a house on a 2-acre lot. It's got 4 bedrooms and a garage or something like that. You might find, well, here's a house. It's got the 4 bedrooms. That's great. The lot is only 1 acre. And it doesn't have a garage, it has a carport. Well, you might have to do some trade-offs because it might be in a great location. There's a lot of things to be evaluated. And be willing to bend for short-term diversions. An opportunity may come well, and that really doesn't match up well with your priorities. But it might take you off the path, but if it's for a short term, you might be able to get off the path and then return back on fairly quickly. And you might develop a new skill that hadn't been on your priority list, but could still be helpful and would help you show up as a team player. Manager comes, I'm in a bind. I lost my project manager at this site. Could you step in for the next month while I work on getting someone else to fill that role? It's a short-term diversion, but it's got an endpoint. You can get back on your career path.